sound of the Barcelona anthem rings around the stadium, the players trotting out onto the pitch, everything to play for tonight in the Camp Nou. Bruno, for Barcelona, as I said, it's a massive test this evening.
And we never thought, coming into match day 33, that Barcelona would have the pressure that they do have today. But it's been a torrid couple of weeks, and people could think Valencia have steered away from the relegation zone and probably don't have that pressure. We'll have a look at the lineups and I'll continue afterwards.
Absolutely. Luis Enrique making just the one change, really, with Sergi Roberto coming in at right back instead of Dani Alves, which means it's Bravo in goal. Sergi Roberto, Piqué, Mascherano, Alba at the back. The classic midfield lineup this season of Rakitic, Busquets, Iniesta. Up front, Messi, Suarez and Neymar. For Valencia, Diego Alves in goal. At the back, Barragán, Abdennour, Mustafi and Guilherme Siqueira. Dani Parejo in central midfield, backed up by Javi Fuego and Enzo Perez. Playing wider, it'll be Andre Gomez and Santi Mina. And up front, Rodrigo. Just the one change, as I said, really in the Barca lineup. Sergi Roberto replacing Dani Alves, who's been in a little bit of bother this week with some controversial messages he sent on the social media. Dressed in a wig and imitating the voice, apparently, of his girlfriend, who, surprise, surprise, is a supermodel. The game's underway. Valencia in their traditional white shirts, black shorts. Barcelona in, as always, the Blaugrana hoops rather than stripes this season, as Claudio Bravo plays it wide and Jordi Alba gets his first touch back to Javier Mascherano. It's been a very disappointing run of a couple of 3 weeks from Barcelona. Ever since really coming back from the international break, they've been struggling. Obviously, being knocked out of the Champions League is a huge blow to the club and the fans and the players. They've now got to get their minds right and start concentrating on the challenges left to them, which of course would still be the League and Cup double. They can stay 3 points clear with a win tonight, and they are in the final of the Cup against Sevilla, so still plenty to play for Barcelona. They have to prove that that disappointment in the Champions League hasn't affected them. Shkodran Mustafi doing well to play that one back to Alves under pressure from Suarez. It's Parejo. Rodrigo cutting inside and back. And finally, Antonio Barragán all the way back to Diego Alves. The Brazilian keeper clears. Not the best clearance. Messi gets a touch. Sergi Roberto. Such a vital player for Luis Enrique. Able to come in practically anywhere on the field, really, and to do a good job. But I think one thing we've noticed, Bruno, over the last few games is Barca's lack of depth on the bench, really.
Especially because, as you said, the international break, since they came back, a lot of the players haven't performed to the standard they had before. The likes of Neymar, even Messi and Luis Suarez, who was so breathtaking before that international break. Seems they've been tired. All the games have caught up with them a little bit after the break, and as you say, the bench hasn't really turned up for Barcelona. Arda Turan's been a little bit disappointing.
Very heavily populated midfield from Valencia, almost playing a 4-5-1. Busquets finding Neymar. Suarez is free, the flag stays down. Suarez, the neat turn, sees the arrival of Messi. And it's a fine save from Alves. The shot a little bit too close to the Brazilian keeper, but the first real attempt on target from Barcelona.
And already we're seeing 6 minutes into the game, Barcelona have attacked, have knocked on the door of Valencia, and you thought that maybe they would have some self-doubt coming into the game. It would take them a bit longer to get into it, but immediately they definitely want to get rid of that sour taste of the elimination in the Champions League, the defeat in Anoeta. They just want to make sure they stop the rot today, 3 points, and try and kill a little bit that hope that Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid have been feeding off in the last few weeks.
Neymar on the ball, trying to get away from Andre Gomez. Didn't quite come off. The back heeler to Suarez. It'll be a throw to Valencia. There's that neat turn from Suarez. He'd already looked up, realised Messi was arriving. Messi couldn't quite bring the ball down as he wanted to. Maybe slightly better chance if he'd tried that on his right foot, but looking for the stronger left and hit it straight down the throat of Diego Alves. Suarez swapped to the right side. Messi through the middle. Does well to get away from Parejo. Neymar leaves it. Alba on the overlap, and Suarez can't get a touch. I think he just seemed to pull back a bit there because of the presence of Alves. And Rakitic penalised for that challenge. It'll be a free kick to Valencia. But in these opening 10 minutes, they're certainly creating plenty of opportunities, Barcelona. And that was probably one of the best. Nicely left by Neymar. Just misjudging the cross there, Suarez.
I think the problem there is Suarez didn't read it properly. He had the time and I think he had the pace of the ball was enough for him to reach that. But for some reason, he lunged at it early. He could have maybe taken a couple of steps more and could have put that in the back of the net. Surprising from someone like Suarez, who tends to read those things so well.
Insistent play down the left wing by Andre Gomez. Couldn't keep the ball in play, though. And there is Paco Ayestaran. I think the other question, one of those defeats that Barcelona had in Anoeta very much a ground where Barcelona, this century at least, have struggled enormously to get results from. And of course, with there's a chance for Neymar. Alves backs it away. He's not the tallest of keepers. Neymar disappointed there because that was a really clear-cut chance, and Valencia are struggling to create anything here. And here's that messy ball again. Neymar just under hitting the lob, and he really had his compatriot Diego Alves in no man's land there. Caught well off his line. The chance for the lob was there. He just under hit it. Just caught it perhaps on the inside of his heel there a bit, Neymar. Spectacular piece of work by Diego Alves, however.
We're talking about disappointments for Valencia's season. I'm not sure many players here have done enough really to deserve being at such a big club next year under, well, we'll see who the manager is. We'll see if Paco Ayestaran continues, if they bring in a big name. But we were talking about changes and Barcelona needing to bring players. Valencia needs to do massive changes.
Enzo Perez with a loose ball, and the finish just wide, just dragged wide by Rodrigo. Player who started out in the Real Madrid academy before ending up at Benfica. Swings it into the near post, and it's brilliantly flicked on by Mascherano. Luis Suarez once more unable to hit the target. He didn't have too much time to react there, but a well-worked set piece. Just a bit too high for Suarez to be able to keep it down. But certainly Barca causing problems for the Valencia defence.
And the minutes are ticking by, and Barcelona is still 0-0 with the feeling that they could be up, but they're not up. And one mistake can happen from anything. One mistake at the back, you're 1-0 down, and you're in real trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a funny old game. I think if you'd said a couple of weeks ago you expected Barcelona to go on and repeat the triple success of last season, you wouldn't have had many takers betting against you, but that's all gone out the window now. And what they have to do is keep their self-belief and their confidence and get the job done to maintain the advantage. They still have 3 points plus a better face-to-face goal difference with Atletico, 4 points and a better head-to-head rather than face-to-face goal difference with Real Madrid. Still in the driving seat, but what they have to do now is demonstrate it on the pitch, and especially in front of goal. Halfway through the first half now, and it is more or less total domination by the home side, but still 0-0. Looks like a fairly clear handball there by Alba, given by the referee. Abdenor's gone up for this one, so too has Shkodran Mustafi, swung in by Parejo, too firm. No problems for Claudio Bravo. Gets it out quickly to Neymar, lovely reception from him. He's got Messi with him, little back healer to Leo Messi, there's danger here. Magnificent save from Diego Alves. Brilliantly done, the crowd enjoyed it. It was a textbook break. It's not over yet. Neymar on the edge of the box, he loses it though. Lack of confidence there from the Brazilian, I think. Here's Suarez. Rakitic, helped out by Busquets, now Iniesta. Neymar again, gives it away. A chance on the break for Valencia. Mascherano sprinting back. Parejo. Gomez. Neat ball in. Took a deflection, 1-0 to Barca. It came off Rakitic, but it's Guillermo Siqueira with the goal. I'm sure it'll be given to him. The Camp Nou is stunned. And Bruno, it's exactly as you read it a couple of minutes ago.
Well, they're playing that dangerous game. They were down the other end. They had a chance this time, it can be said, that Messi's shot was kept out by a brilliant save from Alves. But if you don't put them away, anything can happen here. It's nothing that Barcelona have really done wrong. The cross from Siqueira is probably under control, but it's a deflection. Those things can happen. A deflection, you're 1-0 down now. You can have a Valencia side that's probably going to take a step back. You can see it here, the overlapping run. Rakitic comfortable to let him get the cross in, but it's that tackle which he's trying to save his team from the cross getting in, which ultimately gets turned past Claudio Bravo. Now this completely changes the game. Valencia have got no need to go out at Barcelona with the amount of problems they're having going forward and that lack of sharpness they're having in the final third. They could struggle to score 2 goals, which is something that they haven't looked like they've got in their locker in their last few games.
Well, these are going to be a crucial 10 minutes, I think, Bruno, because while the Camp Nou is still very much behind Barca, it is one of those grounds where as time goes on, the people tend to get a little bit edgy when things aren't going well. Let's see if Messi can change it. Well, he wins a free kick just inside the D. Messi asking for a yellow card. Suarez too. There we go. Surround the referee. One of the aspects of this Barcelona side that we could do without, really. You've got the free kick. Just clipped clearly by Enzo Perez. And really, instead of being concerned about the yellow card, they should be thinking about what to do from this situation, because it is a clear-cut opportunity here. Neymar and Messi standing over it would appear to be better suited to the Argentine.
They've struggled to create chances in the last 20 minutes or so after coming out so strongly and finding so many gaps in defence. Valencia have settled into the game, and this is a way out. This is a way that they could get back into the game for a Messi free kick.
Became Busquets in the wall. The shot straight into the wall. Comes back to Neymar. Messi, Alves with the block. And that's a brilliant save. And Barcelona feeling frustrated because when it hasn't been going right for them, they've been made to pay, and when they have created chances, they've been blocked so far by Diego Alves. It wouldn't be the first time Diego Alves frustrates Barcelona in the Camp Nou.
No, he's a keeper who's completely capable of having one of those games where nothing gets past him, and that just makes the players' frustration grow. It happened to them as well at Anoeta. They didn't have too many chances, but when they did, Geronimo Rulli saved everything, and you could just see how the frustration was growing and growing with the players who just felt that the keeper had no right making some of the saves he was making. And you get the feeling it's going to be one of those games again today, but this time with Diego Alves.
Abdinur played it wide. Enzo Perez. Barragan. Again, that hesitation. Back to Parejo. Flicked on by Javi Fuego. Perez does well to hold on to it. Barragan to Gomez. Perez finds Parejo, who's got a shot from here. Lays it through to Santi Mina. 2-0 to Valencia. Santi Mina with the goal in stoppage time, the last minute of the first half. Barcelona now are in real trouble.
Well, I don't think anyone expected that. The fans, you could see they were starting to jeer. They sensed that Barcelona were allowing Valencia to play in and around their goal. And they allowed Dani Parejo all the time in the world. He's the playmaker. He had time to step up, wait for Mina to make the run, put the ball through. And you can see the face of the Barcelona players, especially how they started this game. You never would have imagined they would have gone into half-time 2-0 down. It's a huge mountain to climb, and I think right now, I can't see this Barcelona side scoring 3 goals. I couldn't see them scoring 2 before. I can't see them scoring 3 right now.
Well, I have to say, based on the evidence of this first half, I'd have to agree with you. That's the simplest of goals for Santi Mina. Brilliantly finished, intelligently set up by Parejo. But, I mean, football really is a sport of... Well, there's the half-time whistle. It really is a sport where you get on a good run and things go well, as Barca showed in that 40-game unbeaten run. But you get into a kind of negative momentum, and it's really hard to pull yourself out of it. As the players trot off the pitch at the Camp Nou for half-time, it's Valencia 0, Barcelona 2. We'll be back in about a quarter of an hour's time to bring you the second half from the Camp Nou, where there aren't a lot of happy campers in sight. So, some slight ray of hope perhaps for Barcelona, but they're going to have to get the fingers out for the second half, which is underway now. There you can see the goals. The first on 27 minutes, an own goal, a rather unfortunate one from Ivan Rakitic, and in stoppage time, Santi Mina with Valencia's second. You wonder if you could be a fly on the wall in the Barcelona changing room, what would have been said? Something has to change, that's for sure. Barragan plays it back to Alves, who has no hesitation in clearing. Piqué back to Bravo. As far as we can gather, no changes made at half-time for either side, as Jordi Alba picks this one up and plays it down the line to Iniesta. He finds Neymar. Always interesting when a team is so used to winning to see how they react when they're losing. Here's Leo Messi. Left by Rakitic to Suarez, who cuts it back. Rakitic drags it wide. It was a perfect move in everything except the definition.
Well, it did everything absolutely right, and for some reason you just had that feeling that despite Suarez dragging it back, it wasn't going to end up in the back of the net. You just got this feeling tonight that things aren't going Barcelona's way. It's what I said before, and then another night you'd feel they'd scored 5 by now with the chances they've had.
Gomez unable to keep it in play. It's Rakitic now. Barca insisting. Leo Messi. Superbly left by Neymar. Oh, and it's an own goal. Messi celebrating it. Did Messi get the touch? Either way, Barcelona right back into it. And we've criticised Neymar, but that's a brilliant step over to allow the ball to reach Jordi Alba, whose cross caused all the problems. And it's Leo Messi who steps up.
Well, it's the move we've been saying that they had been doing right, but where they'd missed and not been up to standards with the cross. This time Jordi Alba, he was a bit more composed. He looked up and he picked out Messi, who slotted it into the bottom corner. I do think Messi got his right foot onto that, but it's been a move that has worked for Barcelona. It's just been the final pass which hasn't come off. This time it has, and they've been rewarded with a goal.
Well, that makes things a bit different. Here's Paco Alcácer with his first real touch, and he wins a corner. Well, Enzo Pérez, the man replaced by Cancelo, once again spot on. Bruno Begović's call. That's a good ball in. Rakitic, lovely play. Oh, and it's a big, strong hand from Diego Alves. Brilliant from Rakitic. Alves stays down. That doesn't necessarily mean he's hurt, but it could well have hurt him. It was a well-struck shot.
I'm quite sure goalkeepers know how to land when they make saves, and there's nothing much there which could suggest anything could have hurt him. Again, though, brilliant save, isn't it, from Diego Alves? He's been absolutely the keeper we've seen for so many years in the Liga BBVA. Probably one of the best keepers when it comes to reflex saves.
Coming up to the final minute of the game, plus whatever the referee decides to add. Iniesta, good run into the box. It's falling for Gerard Piqué, and he misses it. And I'm sorry, but if that is your plan B, make sure you can hit the target from there. If that's the only change you can make to your regular strategy, putting Gerard Piqué as the centre, well, there's your chance, and you've got to bury that. And Diego Alves will take his time. There's the disappointment for Piqué after that chance. He'll be really kicking himself for that. It's like you said, I mean, it's not his job, but it is, or would appear to be, the only real change in strategy. The flag stays down. Cancelo, heavy touch, intercepted by Mascherano. Inside the final minute of stoppage time, Neymar, it's a poor one. It's cleanly won by Rodrigo. That's got to be offside.
Problem is, Neymar didn't commit to that challenge with Andre Gomes. Andre Gomes completely believed in himself, went in strong, and Neymar just pulled out of it again. And so what I was saying before, the determination and grit that Mascherano and Piqué are showing, something that I feel just Neymar, he's been very disappointing for me.
Well, this could be Barca's last chance. There's 15 seconds on the clock. Iniesta on the ball. Finds Busquets. Now Neymar in a bit of space. Plays it wide to Jordi Alba. This is the last attack for Barca. Abdennour hooks it away somehow, and there it is. And the Valencia players get their second win under Paco Ayestaran. It's 4 games on the trot for Barca without a win. 1 point from 12. They've been caught at the top of the table in terms of points by Atletico Madrid. 1 point clear of Real Madrid. 5 games remaining, and the looks on the Barca faces tell the story, Bruno.
They're completely in the wrong swing of performances coming into the most vital part of the stage of the season. They're coming into this run-in with no confidence. After Atletico Madrid, they wanted to turn a page, and they haven't done that. And they'll have more doubts coming to Wednesday's game against Deportivo. And above all, you can see the frustration, personal battles, bickering fights, and they've got to look at themselves and not look at the opponents, because only they can turn the situation around.
Well, a famous victory for Valencia. Final score in the Camp Nou. Barcelona 1, Valencia 2.